If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please remember to hit that like button and of course subscribe for more content. And if you need any coins for Ultimate Team to get a head start on the game, head to the link in the description. Use the code TVM for a discount at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to take a look at the French League. Now this is a league that in the past has housed quite a few gems. This season, however, they are few and far between. I've done the Bundesliga, done the Premier League, we've done La Liga. It's time to look at the French League and see whether building into this at the very beginning of the game is going to be a viable option. Now, of course, these are quote-unquote starter squads, so we're not going to be looking at the 88, 90 odd rated players because they're going to be far too expensive at the beginning of the game for the majority of us to even consider. Now, when it comes to the goalkeeper, as I say with every squad, you have plenty of option. You can literally choose whatever goalkeeper you want. I'm going to go with Walter Benitez to kick things off. No reason, honestly. There's absolutely no reason why I've gone with him. It was just one of the ones I picked. Could have gone with Lecomte, could have gone with anyone. Didn't really matter at all. Now, in terms of the two centre backs, you would be foolish not to choose two PSG centre backs here. You've got 3 or 4 different options. You've got Diallo. Then we'll go in to have a look here. So Kimpembe is the other option, of course, because he does have the 73 pace. He's got very good physical, good defending. The problem with that is he might be expensive. And if he is, of course, Marquinhos is going to be as well. If we look at the other defenders that aren't PSG related, the only real option here, because look at that, 32 pace, 55 pace, 62 pace, 55, it's not good enough. Denier of Lyon is the only real option if you're not looking for a PSG player. And then you could maybe get away with Alvaro if you give him the right chem style, but do you really want to be giving a 79 rated card a shadow at this stage of the game? Probably not. So Kehrer down here with his 72 pace is the only other option. The problem with Kehrer is he doesn't have great physical, and compared to Kimpembe and Denier, doesn't have great defending either. So entirely up to you what you want to do with your centre-backs. If you can afford Kimpembe, go for him. If you can't, go for Denier. If you can't, go for Kehrer. Those are your options. We're going to throw Kimpembe in there for the very sort of beginning. The reason for that is because I don't think hardly any of the other players that we use here are going to be that expensive. So if you really want to splash the coins you have on your centre-backs, I think you're going to be able to do that here. In terms of your full-back, as you can see, we don't have many options. We are strictly talking French League as well. So we have Bernat, Amavi, Kurzawa, Kamara. That's it. You have 4 options. Now, Bernat, not going to be a terrible option, but is 83 rated, so might be quite expensive. Amavi doesn't really have an awful lot going for him, neither does Kurzawa, so that leaves us with the 88 pace Kamara. The problem with this is because he's the only real good fullback or left back even in the French League, he might be expensive. So if he is too expensive, there's not an awful lot you can do about it. You either got to go for Kamara or Bernat or try and pick a fast silver. Let's go for Kamara. The right back. A few more options knocking about there. Sarr of Marseille, as you can see just underneath Florenzi. It's not a terrible shout. He's got okay pace. He's reasonably well-rounded. Traore, not bad. 82 pace, 76 dribbling. Atal is going to be the player that I choose here. Now, the reason I'm going to go with Atal rather than the likes of Florenzi or anything is because of that pace. He's got 81 dribbling. He is relatively well-rounded as well. The only problem with this is he might be closer to that 10k mark than you'd like. But, again, the rest of this team is going to be cheap, proper cheap. So, you're going to get away with that. Let's go have a look at the first central midfield player. I'm not going to mess around and give you options yet. We're going to go with Aouar. You have to have him in your team if you have a French League side. He is by far the best central midfield player in the French League, under 83 or 4 rated. And even then, he might be one of the best in the league, full stop. He doesn't look fantastic on paper, but he should be pretty good in game. Now, when we have a look around the rest of the cards, Idrissa Gueye doesn't have an awful lot of legs. Draxler is okay if you sort of strap for cash, I guess. Of course, we've got a lot of icons in there. We're not going to be able to afford them at the very beginning of the game. There just aren't that many options. Matuidi's gone. Can't use him. Rabiot's not in there. Pogba doesn't count. Kante doesn't count. Fekir doesn't count. So, I mean, in real life, Santamaria is a fantastic player. But in FIFA, he doesn't have the legs. He's not going to be very good. And Zonzi, you might as well not have feet. It's a little bit crazy, some of these, the pace on some of these players. So, we're left with very few options here. Now, the 2 players I'm going to choose are on this screen. And it kind of narrows it down because we only really have 3 or 4 players that are actually from the French league. We're not going to pick up Strootman because he's far too slow. We're not going to use Bruno because, again, doesn't have an awful lot going for him. So I'm going to pick Golovin. And then we're going to go straight back in here. And if we can find our man, Renato Sanchez. Now, the midfield, it's not the best and it should be really cheap. Golovin is okay, not as fast as I'd like him to be. Sanchez is okay again. He's not bad. He's well-rounded. But he might be a little bit on... Well, I wouldn't say expensive. I just think if people are building into the French league, they're going to want Sanchez. You have to build a French league side with Aouar and Sanchez in it. You can't build a French league team and not include those 2. So that might drive the price up a little bit. But either way, so far, that shouldn't be too bad. And then you're going to save an awful lot of coins on these front 3 as well because you don't have crazy amounts of options. So first player we come across here is going to be Bamba. 88 pace, 80 dribbling. Good player in real life. Should actually do quite well this season now that Osimhen isn't there. So he's going to have to step up. And I think he already has started to do that as well. The only other player really is Araujo of Lille. 88 pace, 81 dribbling. Very similar situation to Bamba. I am going to go with Bamba because I know he's 4-star, 4-star. We don't know what Araujo is yet. So I'm going to go with Bamba. In terms of the right-sided player, I've already mentioned 2 of the players on offer here in the best players under 10k. I should have included Rafinha in that as well, actually, because he does look pretty good. 91 pace, 82 dribbling is not too bad at all. Florian Thauvin maybe a little bit on the slow side, so I'm not going to go with him. The only other 2 options realistically are going to be Martins and Icone. Now, of course, Martins has 5-star skills, 3-star weak foot. Icone, I think, should be 4-star, 4-star. So it's up to you what you want to do. I'm personally going to go with a little bit more pace than the 5-star skills in Martins. Should be under 10k, not a problem. And then when it comes to the striker, you quite literally have one option unless you have copious amounts of coins. And if you have copious amounts of coins, what are you doing building into this league? Let's go for the only option that we have. So Ben Yedder, he's going to be too expensive, let's be honest with each other. Jovetic is going to be useless. Mbappe is unrealistic. Depay, unrealistic. Icardi's going to be useless anyway. Dembele, first player you come to that you're going to have to consider here. Now, Dembele is a little bit on the tall side for the pace that he has. He doesn't have great dribbling. I would avoid it. Benedetto, again, not the best. Dolberg doesn't have the legs. Let's move down. Toko Akambi, they're just not great, are they? They're really, I mean, they're okay, but they're not great. Yilmaz isn't a terrible shout, I suppose. Weah, believe it or not, as a 68 rated silver, is probably one of the better options that you have. But with that being said, the player that I'm going to choose is going to be Delort. It's a no-brainer. You have to choose Delort. 84 pace, 80 shooting, 81 physical, 75 dribbling, with the right chem style, hopefully will be useful. But in terms of all the leagues that we've built teams into so far, the Bundesliga, the Spanish League, the Premier League, this is by far the worst. You have 1 or 2 decent players, don't get me wrong. Atal looks fantastic. Aouar looks good. Martins looks decent. Delort actually doesn't look that bad either. But it's just not comparable to other leagues. That's the unfortunate thing. 1 or 2 players here or there you're going to be able to take out and put into the other teams, but it's just not that great, unfortunately. We still have the Italian League to go. I'll do that hopefully tomorrow. If you have enjoyed today's video, and maybe there's a player that I've not included that you think could improve this team that would be under 10,000 coins, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you have enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.